The reason that I followed journalism was I'd been a railroad worker, I'd been a logger, I'd been a soldier, and it was a hell of a lot easier than any of those organizations. Most of the time, you're inside and there's no heavy lifting. That's the important thing. Also, you get to ask anybody, anywhere, any question you want to. And for someone who's been a soldier to be able to say to a general, say, "All right, now, General, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. I want a straight answer." That's very satisfying. But the important thing about journalism is that without journalism, and a free journalism has to be free, there is no democracy. Because we all know that many, not all, but many of the people who are elected to office are thieving sons of bitches. There's no question about that. Given any opportunity, they will fill their pockets, and they will fill the pockets of their friends. It's the duty of the journalist to find out who they are and to call them out on it. And it's that threat of truth. The threat of truth is the basis of journalism. And that's why it's important. Sadly, as a society, and particularly this society, we don't pay enough attention. And there's all kinds of things going on, and you have an election, and how many people show up? Maybe 10%. So we have 10% of the population telling the other 90% of the population what kind of government they're going to have. That's not very good. And that's why it's important that people pay attention. That's why they should have a respect for journalists, because the journalists like a priest, because they seek the truth, and they have to be above suspicion. And that's the really tough part, is being above suspicion. Most of the time, when I was starting, journalists didn't get paid diddly squat, and there was a lot of opportunity for, listen, kid, here's a couple of bucks if you'll, I'm thankful that I was able to tell them to go to hell. But that's why journalism is important, because without a free journalism and a free press, or whatever you want to call it, there is no democracy.
Thank you, Alex.
You're welcome.
A legend.
A legend.